So, to continue on the Realm of Shadows observations, rewriting the Forgotten Road actually led to an excellent game. Roguelite means that you start and the game remembers your previous results. The game state holds the coins that you gained and the heroes that were liberated and the items that you did not use up. And all you need is a blank card, the size of the TFR cards to represent your guild, and a Ziploc bag around it to hold the boons your guild has collected. And give your guild a cool name like, I don't know, a TFR Forever. On this blank card, you just write the name of the guild, 4 tick boxes below each other: normal unlocked, hard unlocked, legendary unlocked, beaten legendary. You win the game completely by by beating legendary, so the beating the boss on legendary mode, plus having liberated all the heroes. Because heroes, if you lose, get also captured by the dungeon boss. Here is the campaign reset. Very simple. Oh, you can also lose the campaign. When your hero roster has less than 3 heroes left, you have lost the campaign, mismanagement has dissolved the enterprise, and you must reset the game. Peace has returned to the lands around Lux, for the monsters have won and are busy feasting on the hero bodies. Time to wait for a new generation of heroes. Time to start thinking about an even cooler guild name. You start as a leader of the Guild of Nobodies and build up your name. There are session lost resolutions. A cool idea from Arkham Horror, the LCG. So a little story and instructions on how to proceed with the resolution. Lost on normal, lost on hard, slightly different things. So you just follow the instructions. It's very easy. And the cool thing is that you don't need to write down anything, only tick off the tick box. It's for activities. Now, so you want on normal, you want on hard, and now you have an excellent Diablo-like game. And I was also tempted to rename the difficulty modes, because let's see, where was it? Here. The difficulty modes that Gabe had, normal, hard, or legendary. Normal was already too hard. Hard was just impossible, and legendary was beyond impossible. So what I did was I invented easy and very easy, because easy was also not that easy. Now, if you, because it has such a strong Diablo 2 vibe, and Diablo 2 is, of course, as a card game, is the ultimate holy grail for me, as you know. So I was tempted to call this normal. Maybe I should call this normal. Easy would be normal. Normal would be hard. Nightmare, and this would be hell. And legendary would be like pandemonium event, so you have to beat all the bosses. And then you have the most ideal pocket version of Diablo 2 in the game, because what you do is in Diablo is you travel from point to point, and this is depicted in the Forgotten Road by adding new overland locations next to each other, and when you go to a dungeon, you descend from your how do you say next to overland in dungeon. Inside you have the same idea. if you really want to repurpose the game to a more Diablo 2 like fashion, then you would also need an exit, a waypoint, and at the very least you would have as a boss Andariel, but then you would have Poison Nova and Poison Javelin spells, so you need a poison mechanism, and this is much simpler than that. But it provides a promising start, because I had been thinking for a long time about how to build Diablo 2 in board game fashion, and yeah, so yeah, I'll leave it as it is, but this may be the basis for future development of Diablo 2, and that will be, of course, non-commercial version. As you can see here, sorry, I did Japanese binding, so you just punch holes every centimeter, as you can see, and then you do everything except the front cover page, because the front cover page you used to fold over. This is just a prototype in black and white, so I don't really care, but you fold over the back, and that way you seal the pages tightly. So this is a very fast technique. I'm going to use it for several projects as well. Then that was the Forgotten Road. The last stronghold I also had to rewrite, and here we go, because the victory conditions were not that clear. The instructions on how to build a map, I wrote them out here, weren't that clear. Also, as in the Forgotten Road, I have to be honest. Gabe Barrett has made several games, and all his games are scoring on BGG for 6.9 to a 5.0. And the thing that comes up every time is that there is a lack of agency. You have to make peace with the dice and hope that the dice will be in your favor. And if they aren't, you're screwed. And I fixed this in the Forgotten Road, and it's very easy to do. And I hope he listens for once. Let's see, turn overview. Yeah, so for the rerolls, you have to roll dice to pass the test, and otherwise you fail, do the fail consequence. And in rolling the dice, I added that for regular enemies, when you roll for skill checks, there is one reroll. There is no reroll during a boss fight, so you have to prepare for the boss fight. This gives some strategy incentive. For the rerolls, you have to pay. For very easy, it's for free. For easy, you would reroll one die once for free, and for normal, you pay 1 coin per reroll. This also gives you an extra money sink. What Gabe proposed on hard and legendary was to remove the merchant token. But if you remove the merchant token, then you have no purpose for the money. And he just didn't think of that, I think. Is it just a stupid idea? So keep the 2 merchant tokens. Give the player incentive to spend his money, and this is for when you are hard pressed or you're having bad luck. When you play on roguelites, the odds will probably even out. So you will be lucky more or less as often as you are unlucky, and that way you can save up for the next difficulty. And for the last stronghold, I also did a similar thing. When you are placing enemy corruption tokens and the areas around the city of Lux are full, then you get a corruption token every time, and that builds up very fast. So what I did is add a corruption token on Lux itself, and that serves as a counter. So as long as Lux has 2 or less corruption, move the card to the next adjacent location and repeat if necessary. Of course, I have to test this a little bit more, and also change the font size to 24 points so I can make this kind of booklet, but this gives the general idea. And yeah, so I also made a better icon anatomy, and here, so the reroll tokens were not described at all, but they are just tokens that are in the PNP version. And there are also other icons that I don't know the purpose of, and they aren't even mentioned in the component overview. So it's a very sloppy job, if you ask me. So next up is Hand of Destiny. That's the one I'm most unhappy about, but that will be for our next video. Bye.